Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nukeshot Motorsport. Here for another episode of Random Race Commentary. Just gonna quickly check the audio on my headset. Yep, that seems to be working fine. Already, hello SJ Gaming #1 fan in the chat. Nice that you're able to join us for this. So, as you may have known if you've been sticking around on my channel for a bit, 1.34, is it? Has recently been released, only a few days ago, or well, quite a handful of days ago now, but still. So we're going to be kicking things off at the new circuit that was released, Autopolis, the international racing course. Oh, look at the action already going down in just the qualifying stages. Although I do believe that it's set to reverse grid, so I doubt it will actually count for anything, but we'll see how it goes. Reverse grid will certainly make things interesting. Hello Zephix Juju in the chat as well. Nice of you to join us. Currently kicking things off with some Group 4. We'll go to variable, we'll display race info. You can see definitely not the fan favourite Crazy John is here, as there's yellow flags through sector 4 or sector 3. How many sectors are there on this track? There's 3. Okay, so that would be sector 3. That was that Alfa Romeo there. Who else do we have? Aitor in a Lamborghini Huracan. Interesting livery on that, like it's almost like a chevron as it goes towards the front, like just some kind of stripe pattern there. These names are going to be an absolute killer for me today. I haven't done an episode like this in some time. More yellow flags. Someone's facing the wrong way on the start-finish straight. Who is that peasant? Oh, well, it wasn't Gugus. Gugus is here, of course. Again, not fan favourite, but all around somewhat decent lad. Can have a decent script with him at times. Paul, also been in this series before, I believe, in a stock liveried Subaru WRX. Lorenzo in the pits right now. What are they in? Hard to tell. I want to say Lamborghini again, I'm probably wrong. Dub going straight on at the gravel trap in turn 3. Budsab's currently with the fastest. No, they don't, because that was actually Dub, but he's left the track. But currently, of the people on track, Budsab's with the fastest lap with that Lamborghini Huracan. The Huracan, very popular car choice. We're already starting to see today. That is a very minty boy indeed, Jim. I have to give you credit for that, telling me in advance how minty it is. Spearmint, peppermint, all the kinds of mints in this universe. Mika in a Porsche Cayman. Stock livery on that. Mika, of course, regular in the NES. Did very well in a recent DRL DTM race as well, which you can check out on the Dynamic Racing League's channel. So that's definitely something to look at. As Crazy John just set a 1:51.0, so very fast time by the Greek. Jan in a Jaguar, that is the F type, of course. Again, quite a lot of Dutchmen present, does seem to be quite popular. Sam Vettel, of course, #1 fan, using an Audi TT, as I will quickly let them know there. No idea how to pronounce that. I'm probably just going to pronounce it Lead or something. But they're in a Lamborghini again, and that pretty much is everyone covered, is it? Have we seen Basso? Don't think we've seen Basso. They're in a GTR. Danny Ranger just joined the lobby, so We'll be kicking things off as soon as he gets on track, and as soon as everyone gets on track, really. So... there we go, keeping everyone in line. It's just Jim that isn't on track at the moment. Alright then, let's get this thing started. So 5 laps, boost is on, and slipstream is set to strong, so we're going for very classic random race commentary style things, as L has just decided to cut a bit of the course. Penalties should be on as well for cutting the course just slightly. It's on weak. Anyway, we're about to get started here at Autopolis. We have a Porsche Cayman on pole. That's Mika. Very intimidating opposition with CJ alongside. Jim in third, so that's an NES 1, 2 and 3. Number 1 fan lines up in 4th. Yes, big up Nottingham. I completely agree. Anyway, will there be any false starts? We're about to see... oh, Sam Vettel does get a false start as soon as I say that. Green, 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 and the cars are off. Paul successfully gets around Vettel's stalled car, and it looks like Jim is getting a fantastic start. Jim's up into first, is he? He's going around the outside. Mika has a twitch. Oh, Paul's in the gravel. There's contact as he rejoins, but at the moment Jim is in the lead. Crazy John all over the back of him. Mika perhaps looking to dive down the inside. Oh, and that was Bud Sebs and another car as well just going off in the background. Really unfortunate for the likes of them, but Jim doing a fantastic job at the moment. Oh, there's contact! Mika goes for the dive bomb, and that's only allowed CJ to overtake him. So CJ up into first. That is exactly where the Greek wants to be. That's exactly where everyone wants to be. Oh, Lorenzo! Lorenzo sliding about on the curb. So easy done. If you take too much curb there, the car will just spin around. It looks like Jim is going for a dive bomb into the hairpin. Is he? No. CJ more confident on the brakes. Mika being overtaken by Jan and Gugas. So Gugas making positions. Bud Sebs as well climbing up the order. Sam Vettel's dropped all the way down to 7th. Bud Sebs. Oh, they're going down the inside, are they? They're close. Not quite. Mika holds on to 5th. Gugas on the grass a bit. Oh, that was Mika. Mika spun. Mika has spun in sector 3. As Jim also gets very, very dangerously close to the grass there, but the 4-wheel drive of the GTR certainly helping them out. CJ extending a bit of a gap now to these guys as they fight it out. Gugas looking to go down the inside of the second to last turn. Can't quite get it to work. Jim also seems to have broken away a bit of a gap. Gugas and Sam Vettel going side by side. It looks like they might be trying to go 3 wide with Jan as well, but Jan doing a very good job defensively. Oh, but there's more contact, and there's cars all over the shop. Cars in the gravel, cars on the inside, those dub. And through all of that, Gugas has somehow got up into second. 1.7 seconds to CJ though. Bud Seb's third. Jan 4th. Jim 5th, so cars really dropping down the order. Lorenzo going down the inside of Paul there. Looked like one of them had a penalty as well. That's Lorenzo. Oh, there was Jim in the background getting shoved off. We've got the hazard lights on, doing an armoured core strategy. Oh, the side by side through sector 2. Oh, bit of a twitch from Vettel, but that front wheel drive Audi TT kept itself in line. Oh, this still side by side. Oh, there's more contact. The gap has come down between Gugas and CJ, as I need to quickly just reset the cameras. So CJ leads. There's a car very far off the back of the field at the moment. Not sure who that is at this moment in time. Position changes down the order as Paul looking to make moves as well. Mika trying to climb his way back up the order as well. He's on the grass. He kept it from spinning, but that has lost him more time. Side by side between Jim and Paul. Looks like Paul will have that for now. A bit further ahead, it looks like, yep, Vettel looking to dive bomb Bud Sebs. Oh, they keep it. Oh, not much space left, but it looked like Bud Sebs was running a bit wide anyway. But Vettel up into third now. There's a bit more contact between Lorenzo and Jim in the Minty Boy. Oh, there's a Slide McGee happening with Bud Sebs now. Very, very interesting stuff. We're just about halfway through the race, half to go, and that is Bud Sebs off on the grass. Once you do get a wheel on the grass here, it is just next to impossible to regain it through the corner geometry, just being very, very long, rather than just straightening up as soon as it can. Up ahead, Gugas and Vettel battling it out. Oh, there's a slip. Oh, and CJ's went off, so CJ loses the leader, and Jim in the background has a moment. Vettel and Gugas side by side, and it looks like Vettel will have the inside again. Oh, very, very close stuff between these two. CJ's coming back into it as well. And Gugas seems to have been dropped down to third now. CJ is making his rise back. No, these three just keep on swapping positions. It's impossible to know what order they're in at the moment. Vettel seems to lead for now. CJ looking to go for a wide line there. Switch back to an earlier apex, or later apex rather, as Vettel cuts the track quite significantly but loses out. They might have got out the throttle there, realizing that that would probably be a penalty. Oh, look at this. Will there be more dive bomb McGee's going into turn one? Gugas looks. Vettel defends. The shadow of the helicopter looks on. CJ back where he was in first. Sam Vettel definitely looking hungry though for that second. Or for that first rather. Currently in second. A bit further back, it looks like Paul's made a bit of ground. Oh, there's Lorenzo and oh no! Contact leaving them both stranded in the grass. And there's was that Paul spinning around? Yeah, it must be because he's fell down the order. And Gugas has dropped back a bit, and he's coming under a bit of pressure from Dub. Vettel looking to outbrake CJ. Again, the Greek showing his experience, but he runs wide and into the grass. Does he? No, not quite. Gugas is round. Gugas gets on the power too early and just understeers off and spins. It'll be difficult for him to recover from that. Fantastic battling for the lead though between CJ and Sam Vettel, the Greek and the Dutchman. They're still side by side through sector 3. A little bit of contact there as the TT understeers. So Vettel is now the one leading and CJ's the one giving chase. And there's a penalty for CJ of a second. It's probably for cutting one of the calls, can't quite remember which number it is, but it's in my head, I can't quite remember, but it looks like he's going to have a bit of a... Oh, that was a very aggressive dive to the outside. He's serving a bit of his penalty as well under braking. He goes around the outside of turn one. Does he get it to stick? It looks like he might do. Vettel still looks to be just about alongside. Yep, indeed. Onion bargies all round as they make their way through turn 3. And CJ does indeed take first place back from Sam Vettel. Oh, there's more contact. Making their way through the hairpin. CJ runs a bit wide. He hasn't CJ'd it for once. Still side by side, these two. Unbelievable. Sees, oh no! Vettel makes a mistake, runs wide, and now he's falling into the clutches of Dub in the other Audi. Looking a bit further back, Mika's done well to recover up to 5th. Jim 4th. Guga's looking a bit of a dive bomb McGee into that hairpin there of turn 10. But making progress nonetheless. And this battle for the lead is closed up again. It is the last lap, of course, so this is make or break for these guys. Dub certainly knows as they're closing up. The top 5 surely within 2 seconds of each other. Insanely close stuff. Who's going to do it? We're watching CJ now as he comes around the second to last turn, just the kink to go. He's got rid of his penalty, so he's playing it safe. And it is indeed Crazy John who takes the checkered flag from Sam Vettel. Mika, an amazing recovery drive to 3rd. Jim 4th. Dub dropped down the order in the end from 3rd to 5th. Budseb's 6th. Guga 7th. L in 8th. Paul 9th. Aitor in 10th. Lee in 11th. Lorenzo 12th. Jan in 13th. And Barsovic was the car that was off the end of the pack, were they then? They will be coming round to finish the race in 14th. Guga's fastest lap of the race, 153.2. And that concludes race 1 of the evening. Results there, as you can see, and of course congratulations, as begrudgingly as I will say it, to Crazy John is here. Well done. What more can I say? Fantastic result for the Greek. Oh, Chris is suffering from blue screens in the chat. Or rather in his game, but he's commenting in chat. Not sure what to suggest, other than maybe restarting your PlayStation. Not sure. And then just hoping that the lobby doesn't get full. Mika, yes, it was a very Pinball McGee-ish display, but I guess it is less serious than league racing, as we all know. So, I guess we will probably change things up a bit. I'll switch it to Group 3, and then we can do a Group 3 race here, and then I'll do a track vote after that, just because we're featuring the new track a little bit more. I guess what I could do as a little thing, side contact penalty. There. Oh, hold up. Again, there's something. Side contact penalty. Wait, where did it say strict? That was a bit odd. Eh. Currently at 9 viewers. Hope you enjoyed the last race. I certainly did. Been very enjoyable to get back into this again. very, very close action thanks to the boost and strong slipstream features. Makes my job a lot easier and more entertaining. I'll just say that to encourage people to get on the track. 14 in the lobby at the moment. Oh, Chris is here at last. Nice of you to join us, Chris. Yep, clickbaity title at work yet again. Anyway, let's see what cars are on track at the moment. Yes, the subscribe to Nukeshot Motorsport car of Sam Vettel. This is exactly why you are #1 fan. You've even got my racing number. And the channel logo. Fantastic stuff. Lorenzo going for a Beetle. Very, very public lobby of you, sir. Mika flexing his new Jaguar in the TVL Rebellion livery that I very much like. It's a very, very nice livery on that. Whoever designed it is a absolute top professional guy, and you should all subscribe to him. Yes, that. Anyway, Chris, in an Audi Sport customer racing style livery, almost. Definitely an Audi Sport livery. Very, very nice design on that, in that Audi R8, of course. Jim rocking the BWT Raven West car, the Ford GT. Aitor in a Nürburgring sponsored AMG. Beso also in a BWT car, so potential team rivalry between him and Jim for this one-off race. Dub in another Beetle, very online lobby of you, sir. Gugus rocking an M6, a car that he has had very little opportunity to drive since the end of Season 4, simply because they've all been taken from whatever series he's been trying to race in. Sorry about that, Gugus. Jen in a Porsche 911 stock livery on that. Very strong car. Is that another Merc? It is indeed. It's another AMG, and this is of Arrow. Nice sort of design on that, actually. Quite like the fade effect. Volcom in another Beetle. Plenty of Herbies about, and speaking of which, another one in the form of the Swiss Rolly. Gugus parked at the side of the track for now. L in a Lamborghini Huracan. And yeah, that's, I believe, everyone on track at the moment. We'll just watch this little battle for a little bit while we let everyone have a little bit of practice. Oh, that was Jen, and Lorenzo had to sort of react and sort of span into the inside wall there. Hopefully we don't see too much of that in the actual race. We shall see. How many are on track? Everyone's on track, and we've got a full lobby, so let's get this thing started. So if I'm right, it's reverse grid, so some of the new people to join the lobby should be starting at the front. We shall see. We are back at Autopolis International Racing Course, and about to get things started for this Group 3 race. It is a Volkswagen Beetle on pole. That is Rolly. Beso Vids in second in a BWT car. Grand Catlum in third. Lorenzo fourth. Volcom fifth. Aitor in sixth. Will there be any jump starts? Oh yes, indeed. Again, commentator's curse. There's always one In fairness, Volk does try and swerve out the way there, but green, and the cars are indeed off yet again. There's someone off in the background. That's the Motor Rebellion Racing Jaguar of Mika, that must be then. As there's more contact, L gets in over, and oh my goodness. Through all of that, somehow Rolly leads. I'm not even going to comment on what that absolute massacre was, but Rolly leads. Gran Kellum in second, hunting him down. Volkswagen Beetle versus Porsche 911. Hugus up into third for now in that BMW M6. It looks like this battle is going to be getting quite close. As as predicted, dive down the inside of Gran Kellum does, and he gets it stopped as well. Oh, a bit twitchy on exit, and in fact Rolly has served quite a decent chunk of his penalty now. They're side by side. Technically Gran Kellum is ahead at this point, considering that penalty. Oh, what a cutback move! Can he get it to work? No, not quite. Had to sort of back out of that. Gugas also making up a bit of ground. Going a bit further back. Mika recovering all the way up to 5th now, probably because he wasn't involved in that turn 1 incident / massacre. Jen in 7th there. Sem Vettel 8th. Jim 9th as Lorenzo 10th. Chris 11th. Basovid's down to 12th, and L in the wall, causing yellow flags down in 14th. Volcom down in 15th. Rolly leads, as it looks like Gugas might be having a bit of a run. Indeed, looking, no, not quite, backs out of it. Oh, as this car's going off to Narnia in the gravel trap. So many cars misjudging that braking zone now, perhaps used to the Group 4 cars and approaching it at slower speed. Mika apologizing in chat there. As there's more mayhem going off here, as Chris has somehow avoided everything going in between cars there, and Jan is in the wall. Great driving by Chris at the moment. We'd seen, oh, more cars going off. Those Lorenzo running wide. Meanwhile, Gugas up into second. Oh, he's twitched, and indeed he's off. That promotes Arot up into second. There's a bit of a gap now to Rolly. Gran Kellum is down to third. Chris, oh, both of them off. And the BWT cars are looking to start a bit of a scrap. I just need to reset the camera again because glitches and the like. Looking backwards here. Oh, you can see that R8, and yeah, indeed, just missing the braking point completely. Really unfortunate for them. Up ahead, the Porsche, oh, looking like it ran a little bit wide there. Jim perhaps looking to capitalize on their sponsor teammate. Making their way through the second to last turn as well. Jim getting very close to leaving a wheel on the grass. One of the worst places that you could do that. They're side by side down the straight. Meanwhile, Sem Vettel up into third. Fantastic job by the Dutchman this race, as they're going all very, very close to 3 wide, in fact, and indeed Dub does get that place, splitting the two BWT cars. A Beetle in a pink sandwich at the moment. The Rebellion Jag also in the back there as well. Crazy John has rejoined the room, as it looks like, yep, Dub gets it done, but they've overshot the hairpin at turn 6, as has Gran Kellum. Up ahead, the gaps still relatively large. Rolly still leads from Arot. Vettel third. The highest up scrap at the moment seems to be between the two BWT cars and Gugas now, as they both, oh, they get tangled up in an incident. very unfortunate. Mika now up into 5th. Aitor 6th. Very, very close stuff. Jim and Mika, you could argue rivals in the Nukeshot Endurance Series, the rivalry coming back today. Let's be honest, everyone is a rival in that series. Going on board with the Dutchman. Using the curb there nicely. Hugging that inside line. Bit of a twitch, but keeping it together. Looks like they'll be a bit too far back to make a move happen. Meanwhile, Jim's actually catching up on Sam Vettel and dives down the inside. Oh, and Mika late on the brakes. Oh, just gets the braking point wrong. They're up into 4th, but at the expense of Jim, who in his frustrations ran a bit wide there. Now down into 7th. So this has become a scrap for the final step on the podium. And look at that, there's like 4 cars relatively close together. Meanwhile that Merc going down the inside of the old Porsche. That was Grant Kellum getting a twitch on and not working out for them. The BWT cars going side by side into turn 10. Oh, look at how close it is between Vettel and Mika. Mika up into 3rd temporarily. Vettel trying to go around the outside. Bit of contact, that's leaving the door open for Aitor to get involved in this as well. Fascinating stuff for the battle for 3rd place at the moment. The top 2 have definitely broken away. Oh, you can hear the tyres squealing under the pressure. Oh, and Vettel leaving the door open for the Merc of Aitor. Aitor down the inside line.com for everything GT3. They will have a bit of a slipstream though, I would imagine. In fact, they're all very close to going 3 wide, in fact. Oh, Vettel trying to go on the grass, that's not going to work. Surely there's going to be contact, yep. It was only inevitable that was going to happen. Oh, and the rejoin! Dubney gets caught out by Mika rejoining, sort of ungulfing at the exact wrong time. Really catching them out. Oh, and that's Beso in the wall. So that's one of the BWT cars. Both BWT cars off. There's Jim in the background as well. We're on the last lap of the race, and Aitor is currently sitting quite comfortably in 3rd from all of that. Grant Kellum 4th, L up into 5th. He was nowhere near the start of this race. Fantastic recovery drive by the Spaniard. Mika and Vettel still battling at it as well. It looks like it might be getting a bit closer between the top 2. About 1 second separating them. That Merc seems to have the advantage on the straights, despite not being in slipstream range just quite. Or perhaps they are in slipstream range, considering it's set to strong. Very close stuff still. It looks like that Merc, oh, it's getting very close indeed. Grant Kellum down the inside, taking 3rd, so it has closed up a bit. Oh, slide on by the Merc, as we'll go watching as Raleigh has pretty much led this race. Lights to flag, indeed, they will be taking the checker flag. Raleigh 1st, Arot 2nd. Who's going to get 3rd in all of this though? It is Grant Kellum in 3rd, Aitor 4th, Sam Vettel 5th, Mika 6th, L in 7th, Gugas 8th. All very close between Dub and Volcom for 9th and 10th respectively. Jim, after that incident on the last lap, has to settle for 11th. Jan in 12th, and Beso in the other BWT car about to come across the line in 13th. Oh, and apparently Gugas got fastest lap again, according to what he said in chat. Congratulations to Rolly. Led from Lights to Flag, as I said, congratulations to them on winning race 2 of the evening. I shall quickly set up a track vote. There we go. Someone voting already, welcome. Oh, some interesting choices. We've got a couple votes for Nürburgring Nordschleife. Oh, 3 votes in fact. East Outer Loop as well for Tokyo, getting a couple votes. Someone also wanting to stay at Autopolis. Someone has voted to leave the lobby. That would be Dubney. And it is Nürburgring Nordschleife, so we're doing a 1-lap shootout, I'd imagine, considering it is a long track. Actually, no, I ain't even risking that. I'm not risking that at all. There we go. Hopefully the lads will understand that. Mika saying he's ugly in chat. I couldn't agree more. And Guga's calling me a waste man. Fantastic. That's exactly what I need. We're not doing Group 1, you maniac. Ah, dear. The kind of stuff I have to put up with. Have I actually done a race on Nürburgring? Like, random race commentary? I don't think I have. Could be wrong. Gonna be an interesting one, if that's the case. I do know a couple corner names for once, so let's hope for the best. We're not actually doing Group 1. Are you serious? Why is this becoming a thing? We can do Group 1 after this race here if you want. I should probably adjust it from 5 laps before I forget. Yeah, I know I write slowly. Leave me alone. This is cyberbullying, Gugus. Just stop it. When do you want it? Later. That's what I have to say. Just get on track, you bunch of peasants. Mika, stop. Oh, you can't be serious. Look, a lot of people here have already got out their cars and stuff. Just... You can't be serious, lads. Just get on track. Yeah, exactly. What Grand Callum said. He's got an ounce of sense. And don't you call me a peasant on stream, you peasant. How are you a victim? You can help me by leaving me alone, Lucas. People are joining the lobby. We've got a full lobby again. Who would have thought? Well, at least Mika's on track. Senses for scrub. Well, I'm a scrub today then. Okay, leave me alone. Oh, just everyone get on track, please. Let's see. Some people actually made their way quite far into the Nordschleife. It's currently Jim who's the furthest around in the Minty Boy again. The GTR. Vasovid's second at the moment. Again, all of this doesn't matter. It's just a bit of practice. You can see some of the cars here. Oh, quite a lot in the pit lane. Panning camera. Aitor, we are literally just waiting for you. And Gugus, please. Gugus, please. Oh dear, this is gonna be a long day. Let's do this, lads. You know what? Have a good race. Let's see what happens. So, Nürburgring Nordschleife, random race commentary. I'm your host, not Killer Keemstar, but here is the grid. We have a Lamborghini on pole, in the top three in fact. So Mauro from Budzebs to Beso. Jan is the highest of the non-Lamborghinis, so fourth. Jim and the Minty Boy fifth, and that's Volum in an Audi TT in sixth. Any jump starts, we can't really see the whole grid on this particular layout. Oh, another jump start again, commentators cuss, but green, and the cars are off. Mauro with definitely enough of a gap into turn 1 to retain that position. The Lamborghinis stay 1, 2, and 3 for now. Jim, still 5th as well, and Jan as well in 4th. Jim and Jan. Oh, in fact, Jan going very, very risky, but that's gonna just allow Jim to perhaps make a move. Oh, the lag spike. As all of the madness happens, there's a Lamborghini off and round, that's Beso spinning, and Volk has also had a bit of a bad start there. You really weren't kidding me, Kawaii, as Volk has to straight line that? That was a bit odd, not gonna lie. Absolute madness going on at the moment as the cars make their way up towards the Flugplatz. Budzebs currently leads from Mauro. Oh, look how close everyone is as well. This is absolute madness. Cars pinging off left and right. Pinball McGeeing everywhere. Jim has somehow got up into second rather now. Still with the hazard lights on. This is not a good idea, lads. And indeed, cars sent flying off into the outside barrier. Jim somehow survived. L just got, oh, absolutely decimated by the braking zone there. So Jim leads. Gugas has somehow got up into second in the heavy boy, the Bugatti Veyron. Aitor with a 1.2 second penalty, currently third. Sam Vettel and Grant Kellum going side by side. Oh, yep, that little bit of a rise caught them out. Oh, slide McGee, Callum. Gugas running a bit wide as well. Mika with a 2.4 second penalty from something. I have no idea what you've done in order to deserve that, Sunshine. But very, very close stuff for third down to sixth at the moment. Cars still with penalties though. It would seem like Jim's got a bit of a gap as Vettel runs a bit wide. Front wheel drive saving him again. Playing it a bit safe perhaps with that car as Mika in the rear wheel drive Porsche has a bit more of a moment. Vettel down the inside. gets it to stay. Guga's falling down the order a bit. Anything happening a bit lower down? Not really. The cars seem to be quite evenly spaced. Jan has really fell down the order at this point, so Jim leads at the moment. Aitor not that far behind, but still with that 1.2 second penalty, so the Minty boy just needs to keep it clean for now, and he should be in the good. Sen Vettel third, Rankellum fourth. Certainly the closest action on track at the moment, as Rankellum gets it wrong over the bridge and into the wall, up into one of the slowest corners on the track. Gugas looking to make his way past Mika. Mika defending. A bit further back, cars going too wide. That's Malro and Arot. So Malro getting the better of those in the Mission Spino car. Oh, someone's gone off. That's Arot actually. As soon as I mention him. There's another car ping off in the background. That was a Porsche. Oh, go back up ahead. Mika fourth. Grand Callum fifth now, and Gugas in the big boy, definitely looking up to make a little bit of ground. I'm just gonna have to reset the camera again. Oh, and we've just caught it. Jim makes a massive mistake, and that's allowed Aitor to get up into the lead from there. I did say it's just about holding on, being consistent. So Vettel up into second, Mika third, Gugas fourth, L up into fifth in fact, so decent drive by them, and it looks like Gugas as he ran wide has losing more positions left, right and centre. Making their way through the carousel now. Oh, Mika not taking any risk using the wider line, but the Lamborghini using the banking. Oh, and there's more contact, that's the Lamborghini in the wall. As my voice is cracking more than a wall that is 100 years old. I don't know where that analogy was going, but Aitor leads, and it looks like Vettel is catching up to them. Just about, the gap 6/10 at the moment. Perhaps the pressure starting to get to them a little bit as they go through this very high speed downhill section, very technical, all about rhythm. Indeed, that gap has come down massively, but there's nowhere to go at the moment. Aitor, in fact, with a 4.2 second penalty, Sen Vettel with 1.4 second penalty. Very close. So is he looking to the inside? Very risky place to do it. So he backed out of it. Look how close they are. He's run wide, but the front wheel drive again, saving him. Bit more of a gap now though. Mauro and the Lamborghini in third, looking quite secure. Jim's up into fourth. Guga's fifth. What's happened to Mika? Mika must have really fell down the order. There's more of a scrap going on back here as well. Oh, more contact. Two cars in the gravel. That's Volcrum and, or rather, Grand Callum and Gugu. So unfortunate for them. Oh, more pinball McGee. That was welcome that time. Mauro going off, making mistakes in this ladder sector. Through the mini carousel now. Just really got the Dottinger Ho straight to go. And it's anyone's guess as to how the slipstream and the boost effects will bring the field closer. Things looking very intense all the way down the order. Indeed, Sen Vettel looking to make a move. That Subaru very defensive in fact. Almost deliberately blocking, you could argue. In fact, yep, that is deliberately blocking. But he does have a 4-second penalty. Oh, and Vettel somehow manages to get a bit of a run and gets past. You just got to get the braking right and it will almost be guaranteed to him. Oh, no, there's contact and Vettel's in the wall from that. That's Aitor going to probably cross the line first, but their penalty 3.8 seconds. Only 0.3 to Sam Vettel. They're serving in now, and it is indeed Sam Vettel that crosses the line in first. Or is it Aitor? It's saying Aitor here now. That is confusing, but it says here Aitor first, Sam Vettel second, Guga's third anyway, Jim fourth, Arot fifth, Grant Callum sixth, Rolly in seventh, Budseb's eighth, Morrow in ninth, Gugu in 10th, Volcom 11th, L in 12th, Besovids down in 13th, and Jan, who's really had a tough time this race, will be 14th. That's an interesting one. So perhaps Aitor did manage to just about get their penalty cleared on the line, just enough so that Sam Vettel couldn't quite get the win then. That was certainly an odd set of events. Now, of course, it was because of the 0.3 second penalty would add up to a 1 second penalty. That would explain that. So really unfortunate to Sam Vettel there, who's arguably the real winner of that. And the blocking on the straight as well, definitely not sportsmanly in the slightest. Even though this is a random sort of public online lobby, that is still not really accepted behaviour. Still have to go through the sportsmanship videos in order to actually get onto the online servers, so that should say a bit. I'll let him finish what he's typing before I more than likely kick him. Yeah, people just want him kicked anyway, I might as well just do it now. You don't get a chance to speak. But anyway, as was requested for some absolutely insane reason, this isn't a good idea, lads, but if you want to do it anyway, fair enough. Yes, we're doing Group 1. You know what, just because it's Group 1, I'm gonna switch track to the 24-hour layout. What weather should we have? Let's go for that one. That one's alright. I think that's the one with the fog. Yes. Oh dear, this is not gonna end well. Why are people joining after knowing we're doing Nürburgring in Group 1? It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. What, you want it set later? Is that the one with the fog, or is it the night setting? I know there's an actual night setting. Nah, this is the one with the fog. Look. Surely. Someone get on track. Dead zone it is, at least. If you guys say so. I'll give the people what they want, sort of. Probably not. Yep, this is just night. So you guys actually want to do proper night racing, Group 1s. We might as well... Should we do karts next? That would be banter, wouldn't it? Karts, Nürburgring, night. I'm not even sure if they have working headlights in this game, now that I think about the karts. I can't even see anything. I can't tell if that's the track not loaded or... Oh, yep, there we go, the track's loaded. Oh dear. It's what you guys want, so it's what you're getting. Fantastic stuff. Some cars on track already, quite a lot of Porsches. Unsurprisingly, it is Nürburgring after all. 7 Vettel. Yeah, that's an R18. It's gonna be very difficult to actually tell the cars apart in this, so GG me. That's a 908. Yeah, that's a 908 that J-Course is driving. More people joining the lobby, that don't make no sense. The headlight's really bright on that, must be a Porsche, indeed. Jim also in a Porsche. BWT livery on that, can't really see it that well unless he gets to some lighter parts of the track or lit up by someone's headlight. Those are very blue lights on Gugu Nap's McLaren. As bright as a Pink Floyd concert? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Probably not, nothing's as bright as a Pink Floyd concert, let's be honest here. In contrast to the bright blue lights of the McLaren, we have the yellow tinted lights of the Mazda LM55, the rotary powered car driven by Rolly. Mika bigging up the Rebellion team yet again with that TSO30. Again, very nice livery on that. The guy who made it clearly is worthy of Supreme Overlord status. Arrot in... That's another Porsche 919. That's the stock liveried car. That's a Toyota TSO50 of Budsabs. Also very, very bright lights. Of course necessary when racing 24-hour races. Gugus in an R18 hybrid. Sort of bluish tint on those when it gets around like certain angles. So we'll see like the edge bits. Woodseb's there. Mage, that's also a Porsche 919, I want to say, yep. Let's get this thing started, lads. People saying too many Mazdas, this one. It's like 1, 2... There's 2 Mazdas. If anything, there's too many Porsches, but I'm okay with it because whatevs. Mika, it's not 2-wheel drive. It's still got a hybrid system, so it's technically temporary 4-wheel drive. Is the McLaren 4-wheel drive? I have a yeah, that has a very small hybrid system. The 908 of J-Course is definitely non-hybrid rear-wheel drive. What's the Alpine VGT of Besovids as well? It doesn't have hybrid. Anyway, best of luck, lads. It was nice knowing you. Oh no, Budsabs is gone. Anyway, that's pretty much as bright as the track's gonna get this whole race. Welcome back to Nürburgring on the 24-hour layout now. combining the GP circuit and the Nordschleife loop. We have a Rebellion on pole. Look at that. It's Mika in the TSO 30 hybrid. Jan lines up alongside in the LM55 Basovids in third in the Alpine VGT. J Courts in the Peugeot 908. So a decent mix of cars in the top four. We're about to see what happens here as lights are red, green, 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 and the cars are off. Didn't look like there was any jump starts. I could be completely mistaken on that. Jan with the four-wheel drive system versus Mika's hybrid. It looks like Mauro's actually going to have the line. Does he know? Mika defends well. Retakes that position. Roy Mage as well. Up into second now. Perhaps looking to close down on Mika. Very close already. As you can imagine, cars going off in the background. Penalties being dished out already for Jim. J-Courts. Looked like there was one that went off in that 908. Very difficult to put the power down in that thing. Side by side between Guggenap and... oh wow, dive bomb of the century. And he gets it done, does he? Fantastic dive bomb there by Guggenap. Unbelievable scenes. Going a bit further up the order now. Roy Mage is now in first. Mauro in second. Mika's dropped down to third as the two Porsches have made their hybrid system known very well already. Jim catching up in fourth as well, so it could be a Porsche 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. It looks like the two leading cars are going side by side. Mika trying to get involved as well. 3 wide into the chicane. And somehow Mika has managed to get it done. Fantastic move by the Dutchman. That's why I gave you a contract, lad. Keep it up. Roy Mage, oh, they're getting it wrong and they've crossed it up. Going completely across the track. And it looked like Mauro's picked up a penalty from the contact that he did there. Which was completely not his fault, considering that Roy Mage was already sideways. Unless he did cut a corner as well. Mika all a bit on the grass there. Jim in second, Mauro third. Mika the only car in the top 3 without a penalty at this moment in time. Jim flashing the lights in anger, trying to put the pressure on as they head up towards the Flugplatz. There's a car a bit further back as well that's sort of dropped off the pace a bit. Sparks and McGee being thrown up everywhere. Fantastic racing as there's a car that's gone off. Is that an LM55? It looked like it might have been because of the yellow tinge to the lights. Mika has somehow picked up a second penalty. All over the road. Surely flat through here as they go towards Arenberg. Mika gets the braking right. Surely someone's not gone off, and indeed Jim has somehow gone to the inside of Arenberg. They're not sure how he's managed to do that. Sam Vettel and Roy Mage both with 3-second penalties. Both finding 4th position, last position on the podium. Look at the sparks as they go through the compression. Fantastic stuff. Up ahead now, Mauro putting on the pressure to Sam Vettel. And in fact, Sam Vettel going down the inside, line.com for everything LMP on Roy Mage. Oh, 3 wide on the Nordschleife. That of course isn't going to end well. And indeed, cars dropping down the order somehow. Sam Vettel has managed to get up into the lead. No, he doesn't, because he's gone onto the grass. And Mika as well, but he somehow manages to just about hold on to it. Loses position. Jim in second. Now Mauro has somehow managed to get through all of that and take the lead of the race. Really close stuff at the moment for the top group. Absolute insane driving by these lads. 3 wide in the Nordschleife. Are you mad? Things starting to gap out a little bit. No doubt it will close down as the cars make their way towards the bridge. Again, cars just missing the braking marker completely. Yellow flags. Who was that? That was Jim falling down the order. Mauro has a 2.4 second gap now. Mika's just hit the wall. He's dropped down to third. Roy Mage in second. Sam Vettel up into second, rather, is Roy Mage in third. So that R18 hybrid certainly able to battle it out with the Porsches, as you would imagine. Going a bit further back now, seeing if there's any action. Of course there's action. There's always action on the Nordschleife. They go through this very, very high-speed section. Now, no doubt all of these prototypes flat out through here, but it's absolutely terrifying, especially this section here. Oh, no, they got it wrong, so perhaps it isn't quite flat out. Mika in the wall again. Sorry if I was misleading there. Perhaps just clouding the curb on the inside. Yellow flags. Who's that that stopped? That's Jim. Jim's dropped down to 9th now. This car's making their way through the carousel. Moving a bit further up the order, J Quartz in for Sem Vettel 3rd. That looks to be a very close scrap indeed. And in fact, the battle for 1st is certainly alive between the two Porsche 919s of Malro and Roy Mage. We just scroll forward as there's an overtake indeed between the two, so Roy Mage is now in the lead. We'll just quickly go for a rear wing cam shot as they go through this very high speed section on the downhill. You can see Morrow, if anything, just losing out a little bit more time. Their Porsche teammate seems to have a bit of an edge in pace on this section of the track, at least for now. Sem Vettel 3rd, going a bit on the grass there. Arrot in 4th, Rolly in 5th. J Quartz down to 6th after being in 4th a short while earlier. Gugas fighting his way back up in the R18 hybrid. They're in 7th. Mika 8th. Jim 9th. Basovic 10th. Jen 11th. And Gugunap a bit further down the order in 12th. Roy Mage now with a 3-second gap as there's a bit of overtaking going on a bit further down the field. Indeed, look at this as they come through the mini carousel now. 3 cars very, very close to each other. Going to be an absolute slipstream fest for these if they all keep it together. Just about, oh no, the 908 on the grass, and indeed the grass just sucked him in. Nothing he could do about that. Once he's on the grass, very difficult to recover from there. Looks like the gap is about to stay, so it is coming down. I'm not sure if it will close down enough for Malro. More sparks being thrown up. Roy and Gugas trading positions as the leader makes his way down the straight for the last time, or for the first and last time. It is Roy Mage who takes the win here at the Nürburgring 24-hour layout. Malro 2nd, so a Porsche 1-2, and it is an Audi on the podium with Sem Vettel bringing up the final step in 3rd. Gugas 4th, another strong Audi R18. Arrot in 5th, another Porsche doing very, very well. Those hybrids definitely seem to be the way to go around here, but in fact J Quartz proved me a bit wrong there with a fantastic 6th place in that Peugeot 908, a bit of an underdog in that. Jim in a Porsche 919 in 7th, Rolly in 8th, Jan 9th, Basovic 10th, Gugunep in 11th, and something's really happened to Mika. Based on the chat there, it would appear that there was a bit of contact between Jim and Mika, so something might have happened there. As he spins across the line, there is your finishing order confirmed. Congratulations to our race winner, Roy Mage. Of course, fastest lap being a 1-lap race as well. Fantastic driving this, one of the most chaotic races in the history of random race commentary. I have no idea whose idea it was to do this. It's probably Gugas, because Gugas, he comes up with some ideas sometimes. Like that again! You see what I mean? Oh dear. I mean, oh, Armored Core's here. Neat. So that was certainly eventful. Hello to Arrot in the chat, actually. Nice of you to be joining us. Yeah, indeed, it was an absolute mad race. Some people leaving after the chaos, completely understandable. Some people joining, which is not understandable at all. Well, the question is, do they want a track vote or not? Everyone's just gonna say no. Oh right, Mika does, so never mind. As soon as I say that, commentator's curse again. Yep, Jim's all for it. You know what? I'm probably doing it anyway. We've done one race here. Track vote it is. What do you guys want? Let's see what we get as I start commentating the track vote. Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse gets a vote, as does Largo Maggiore, the GP Circuit Reverse as well. Mount Panorama getting a vote from Jen. Suzuka getting a vote. 2 votes for Suzuka, in fact. Arrow and Rolly voting for that. Circuit de la South with 3 votes now. Northern Isle Speedway voted by Mika. I can't. LMP's at Circuit de la South. What do you know? One awful combination. 3 laps it is. Suzuka Group 4 is a decent suggestion. Time for the sweatbands. Oh dear, this is going to be an absolute mad race. We shall see. We are doing Group 3, Group 1 rather. Don't get scared. 3 laps. I could be annoying and make it... Yeah, let's be annoying and make it a sunset E setting. Not full sunset, but closer. Hello to Theo in the chat. Yes, Roy Mage did a fantastic job in that last race to somehow survive and hold on for the win in cars that are really not made to go on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So, fantastic job to them, regardless of slipstream and boost settings and all that. Still takes driver skill to just keep them on the track at all. Basovids has left the room. Ripperoni for them. Can we have some F's in chat? Up to you, lads. There's an F in chat from me. Stock setup. You can use whatever setups you like. I'm not gonna restrict anything. Well, besides BOP, of course. Plus, some stock setups are just an absolute nightmare to drive with as is, like, especially for some non-hybrids, if I recall correct. Anyway, let's go to the track, see what entries we have lined up for you here. Oh, there we go, camera switch. Jim, now we can see that BWT Raven West Porsche in all of its glory. In the pink there. Batman is racing here today from Belgium. Belgian Batman in Icewelp. Roy Mage in 3rd at the moment, making that overtake. They are using an R18 this time, so switching it up from their previous winning car. That's an interesting strategy. Rolly sticking with that Mazda LM55. These guys, oh, Arrot cutting across the chicane. They're just getting the braking a bit wrong. J-Course in that Peugeot 908 still. Semvedel R18 as well. Oh, that's interesting. It's the non-hybrid R18, the TDI, driven by Armored Core here. I know that car is very, very fast when it comes to the Porsche curves in particular. In terms of the aerodynamics, we'll have to see Oh, he does with that. Mika's sticking with that Toyota Rebellion racing car. Jake Port's back down the order again. Gugus with a TSO 50. Okay, and we're back. The controller just decided to cut out for some weird reason, but we're back. And audio check, yep, everything is working fine. That was a bit odd. I do apologise for that. Indeed, we are starting soon. Oh, wrong button. Okay, 10 cars on track, so less than other races today, but only takes 2 cars to have a race, so 10 is plenty enough. Let's get this party started. So, home of the Le Mans prototype, it is of course Circuit de la Sarre, where we are racing such cars here today. It is the Batmobile Bugatti VGT on pole, Mika in the Rebellion TSO 30 in second, Rolly in third with that LM55, Jim fourth, Jay Court's fifth, Arrow sixth, and so on. Any false starts from anyone? Oh, yep, again, because of the commentator. In fact, that triggers the car ahead, or behind rather, as well as green, and the cars are off. That's definitely going to help Mika in their chance. 3 wide already, going into turn 1. And Gugas seems to have it. Does he all this contact? Heading up to the chicane. Oh, they run wide. Gugas gets a penalty for that. But Gugas up into first. For now, there's more contact there. Roy Mage trying to go on the outside of Mika, as the Batmobile has definitely dropped down the order. That was Roy Mage actually getting it a bit wrong there, maybe under a bit of pressure now. Armored Core coming into this as well in that non-hybrid Audi R18, the TDI. That thing's going to be a bit faster on the longer straights as Mika gets shoved into the wall. That really was a pinball move there. Losing out on the straights a bit, as are the rest of the hybrids. All darting to the outside there. Mika, oh no, Mika straight on at the first chicane, causing a yellow flag into the tyre barrier. Consider yourself fired, sir. I'm joking. 3 wide for first, second and third. 3 completely different cars. The Porsche 919, the Toyota... Well, not the Toyota. There isn't a Toyota in this particular match. Oh, there is now. There's the Toyota of Gugas. Right on cue. My crystal ball working again. 3 wide into a chicane. Armored Core leads 0.3 of a second penalty. Oh, getting a bit of dirt on the tyres there as they're drag racing J-Course, the 2 non-hybrids there. Cars that battled it out throughout 2011's race. Oh, J-Course understeered, missed the braking zone there, seemed to just catch the gravel, really unfortunate for them. Armored Core having a slot back behind Sam Vettel, whose hybrid system has really kicked into gear now. 3 Audis in the top 3. Or not now, because Gugas is coming into this as well. Making their way down towards Indianapolis now. Armored Core leads again. Oh, it gets it crossed up. Oh, and wow, Roy Mage, what an amazing opportunistic dive there to bring them all the way up into first now, but they've ran wide into Arnage. They've somehow managed to keep out of the tyre barrier on the exit. Jim trying to make a move now as well. Rolly as well. Look at Rolly on the outside there. It's going to switch to the insideline.com for everything LMP. Oh, they seem to have slowed down a little bit. Oh, look at how close they're getting to the wall. Many sparks. 3-second penalty for Mika. Gotta get rid of that quick. Plenty of cars behind looking to capitalise. Jim has gone to Narnia and beyond. At the exit of Porsche goes Arrow as well. Sam Vettel picking up a penalty. Mika's already got rid of his as he was typing, so one way of getting rid of penalties. I guess Gugas and Armored Core, all this onion barges, and that hasn't resulted in Armored Core's favour. An XD in chat. Meanwhile, what's happening for the lead, we've been missing. Roy Major's definitely managed to benefit from all the scrapping going on behind. They're in first with a 3.2 second gap. Rolly being challenged by Gugas now after Gugas seemed to take out Armored Core to the cleaners a little bit. More exciting stuff here. Second down to 6. Separated by about maybe a second and a half. Gugas and Mika, the two Toyotas, old and new. Oh, and Jacob's also looking to make a move in there as well. Oh, that was Gugas getting it wrong at the chicane there. Rejoins behind. Send battle with a penalty. In fact, Mika apologising there, so perhaps Mika hit into the back of him. And watch this Peugeot 908 on the straight. In fact, the gap to Roy Mage has really come down on the straights. The boost system definitely doing its work. Rolly now leads as there's someone span. Who was that? Mika going round. There was another Dutchman there. There was Vettel that went round as well. The Batmobile's in 10th. So Rolly is currently first now. AC is fighting his way back up the order now in 3rd. Looking to go on the outside, but he's too deep, and Jim overcooks it. They're in the gravel now. Making their way down towards Indianapolis yet again. Who's going to come out on top? Need to just quickly switch to this while I can. Thank you, Smooth Transitions, for making that smoother than it normally would be. Oh, very close to clipping the gravel there was J-Courts on exit. Oh, bit of a look from Armored Core. Oh, they're running wide. Oh, from all of that, Armored Core is now back up into the lead now. Fantastic stuff from the American. But they've certainly got company in the form of Roy Mage, who we know and have seen is a fantastic driver. Certainly got the pace in there. Bit of lag. Or frame drop rather. Mika's up into 2nd meanwhile, so he's doing a fantastic job there. Oh, a bit wide there. If you're not careful, Armored Core, you'll end up being disqualified again. Jokes aside, it looks like Armored Core is still looking quite strong as they head up onto the last lap through the 4 chicanes now. As he's pulling to the inside line, so being very defensive there. And Roy Mage has got through all this massive contact between the two Audis, and Rolly also has to cut the chicane, so that has really changed things up as the two come together there. But Mika now leads. Sam Battle somehow in 2nd, Jim 3rd. Now going back onto the Mulsanne straight. Oh, maybe 3 wide. No, it would appear that Vettel's serving his penalty. Bit of an odd place to serve it at the start of the straight. You're just going to lose a bit more time than you would normally. It would appear that the Mazda of Rolly seems to have it at now. But that 908 of J-Courts around the outside Gets it done. Well, not the greatest of exits from the Brit. The side by side with Jim. Jim now up into first, but Rolly again overtaking it. Jay Course and Roy, everyone seems to be having a bit of a go of first place, and Armored Core has somehow managed to fight his way all the way back up into second at this point in time. Jay Course runs wide, so somehow Armored Core has managed to fight his way back up the order. 3.5 second penalty though. Watching Mika now. We're on board with Armored Core. You can see just being swamped by a sea of cars. Anyone going to run wide? Yep, that Mazda. That's Rolly falling down the order. Jim has a fantastic exit in that very strong hybrid Porsche. But look at the slipstream of the Rebellion. Is he going around the outside? It looks like it's going to be a very impressive move if he manages to get it to work, but there are so many cars still in contention of the race when it is the last lap. Armored Core just has to defend, and for now he is defending indeed. The Rebellion's round. Oh, keeps it in the straight line but loses out positions. Still, this race is not over yet by any means. Armored Core with a 0.6 second gap and losing out as the hybrids gain their advantage on traction and exit speed, acceleration rather. Roy Mage finding up there. Now there's yellow flags up ahead. Something's happened, but Armored Core somehow managing to retake first place through the Porsche curves. Fantastic stuff. Will he run wide yet again? No, he keeps it clean. Through Corvette Virage now, and just the Ford chicanes to go. Can Armored Core hold on to this? It's the late on the brakes from Roy Mage, but it looks like it won't quite be enough, will it? No, it isn't, and Armored Core, no, he's slowing down because of the penalty, of course. But Roy Mage takes the win, and Mika second, Armored Core third. I completely forgot about that penalty. That made that really exciting there. Vettel fourth. J-Court's fifth, fantastic result for them. Arrot in sixth, Rolly seventh, Gugas eighth, Jim ninth, and the Batmobile, the Belgian Batman, just on the side of the track there, just not moving. Batman has died somehow. He's just been rolling back. You can see those tire marks there because of the gravel trap deformation. Very intense stuff indeed, but it is Roy Mage that comes out on top yet again. Fair point, I can just kick him, I guess, if he's AFK. There you go. Race is finished. There are your results. Congratulations to Roy Mage, who's raised their positions by 9, of course, with the reverse starting procedure. Fantastic result for the Belgian. The Belgian that isn't Batman. That concludes race 4, I believe. Yeah, a fantastic result for Mika as well in the Rebellion car, second in the end. Armored Core, who was looking so strong, just denied that win by the penalty as well, so very, very close stuff. Let's do a track vote again. I might switch up the category now that we've done 2 races of Group 1. Northern Isle Speedway voted by Mika. Oh, 2 votes for Tsukuba Circuit. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, another vote for Fuji, in fact. So 2 votes apiece for Fuji and Tsukuba. And it is indeed Fuji. Oh, wait. By AC, thank you for joining us and providing us with that all-important air conditioning. Two votes for Group 3, Vettel pitching N100. Oh, 2 votes for N100. Group 1, oh joy. This is gonna be interesting. Just putting a suggestion out there. Guga's very much against that, probably because he can't afford a racing car. Roast of the day. Well, probably not, but who cares? All in good jest, my dear Gugas. I don't know. I'm being called a peasant again. Group 3, I guess. Group 3 seems to be a very popular thing on this particular track. Group 2. Oh, Group 2. Oh, I'm really tempted to go Group 2, but I won't. I'll just go Group 3. Play it average. Lobby's starting to die out a little bit. Only 8 players at the moment. Group 2 next. Aight. Theo voting Group 1 in the chat. Mika with the roasts now. Thanks so much. If my mother actually did watch the stream, she would be very pleased that you made that comment. Thanks so much. Well, there are 8 viewers. We're actually doing alright on the viewer front here. Mika, do you seriously not have a Group 2? How poor are you? We can do N100 after this or something. Or in fact, why don't we just make it a multi-class race? Run whatever you want. How's that? How's that sound? Run whatever you want multi-class. So you can run your Fiat 500s if you want. I mean, the boost system should make everything equal, right? Yeah, I know. Oh dear. You're still a peasant though, Dugas. Not gonna lie. But you're all peasants. That's just the way of the world. Anyway, currently on track, Sam Vettel, Arot, Jim, Roy Mage, and Gugas. You honestly want to buy the old NSX? I mean, yeah, the chainsaw is a fantastic car. You just need a tune for it to make it drivable. What you could do is put a subscribe to Nukeshot Motorsport livery on it. I'd very much appreciate that, as #1 fan would probably do. Arta is a team, a Super GT team. It's the Autobacks guys. Mika in chat. Yeah, the chainsaw. I nicknamed it that because of the sound that it makes from the rear view cam, or chase cam. It has like a very subtle chainsaw-y sound at the back of it. Yep, Team Aguri. Also had a Formula 1 team for a while in Super Aguri. F1 team, or whatever it's called. That didn't go overly well if I recall, but still. A normal car name. How about the Jeff from Top Gear? You know, that one boxy, shed-looking electric thing, hybrid. Oh, it's GTO. Nice. The Jeff is a Group 2 car. I don't know what you're saying. Like, what? Like, there's only the 2016 and the 2008 Super GT cars that are in Group 2 at the moment, anyway. So... might as well just watch some on-track shenanigans at the moment. Currently watching Sam Vettel go through turn 1. Not using the right amount of exit cover. A little bit of a twitch as he makes his way through the kink. Heading down towards turn 3. Oh, definitely out-braking himself there. Running a bit too deep. Nice Nukeshot Motorsport logo on the side of that thing though. Big up to yourself, and of course big up to Jack Wilkinson, the official cameraman of the Nukeshot Endurance series. Definitely official. Oh, Mika bringing back the Rebellion Racing Jag, or TVR, because it is. Oh, seeing an update car, the McLaren F1, and GTO has already crossed the white line on pit lane exit. That is a race ban. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to kick you now. And then I'm also going to have to kick you from the lobby as well after that. Let's say we're starting the race soon. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cleaner considering less cars, but still. Quite a lot of NES guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. And then of course number 1 fan. And 2 rather standout performers in Roy Mason era. Oh, number 1 fan is leaving. Bye number 1 fan, Vettel. Nice having you on both the episode and the stream. Hope to see you for maybe the next episode. Maybe we'll have to see. Yo, Bandit in chat. Whereabouts exactly are you anyway? Are you still having, you know, time with parents or whatever? I don't know. You're just watching this with like your phone under the table as your parents eat out or something. That would be funny as anything. Yeah, thanks for being here, as I said. Thanks for the compliment as well. So yep, there he goes. Let's start the race then. Let's get things underway. 7 viewers, which, considering there's only 6 people race. Oh wait, no, I happen to be not racing, and right. Well, at least you're joining us here on Bandit as well. Oh, that is an engine revving there, as the 2 McLaren F1s from the update are on the front row of the grid. Is GTO ahead of Jim. Gugas in 3rd in the also GT1 spec, 4 GT LM spec 2. Arot 4th, Mika 5th. Roy Mage 6, it's a 6-car grid. It is Gran Turismo 3 all over again here. Well, and 2 and 1. Any jump starts? No. Green, 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 and the cars are off as they make their way down towards turn 1. Both of those McLarens have a very solid launch. That Ford GT as well. Looking down the inside. Is he Gugas? Indeed. And he just about gets it. Does he? No, not quite. There's contact. All 6 cars looking very competitive at this stage. It is the golden F1 of GTO that currently leads, as this scrap for 3rd is already developing. Roy May's trying to go around the outside, Mika going to the inside, so pretty much 3 wide through that corner. Yugas with a penalty now as he's causing absolute pinball McGee. Roy May's running wide, and as he rejoins, he collides with Mika. This is allowing GTO to escape a little bit. Mika looking to perhaps send a bit of a dive bomb, as that was Jim going very wide. Oh, Jim's been absolutely sandwiched and has been spat around. That was almost like a tactical takedown, almost like you'd see on Burnout Dominator or Paradise or any of the Burnout games or stuff. Through all of that, Mika up into 2nd now and closing down on Jim, GTO rather. Real name might be Jim, who knows. They have a 1-second penalty either way. Oh, Mika, careful, careful, careful. And indeed, that is why you don't want to run on that particular AstroTurf in particular. That is an extremely bumpy part of the track. And now Mika will be absolutely kicking himself. I'll be kicking him later as well because bounce. But it's a 3-lap race. Can still come back as Roy Mage going down the inside. Arot looking for a cutback. Indeed, rip you. Mika. 0.9 second penalty there. All the contact between the M6 and GTO's McLaren F1. Oh, it's a very wide sort of line through that turn. Then heading up towards Coca-Cola now. Still yet to confirm if this is actually Coca-Cola or not. Side by side through it, whatever it's called. Merc versus BMW. We've seen plenty of these battles in DIL, DTM throughout the whole season. Who's going to come out on top in the random race commentary? Looks like Merc for now. Arot defensive position. GTO 3rd. Oh, bit of a twitch was that. Oh, not quite. A bit further back. Gugas running a bit deep. Heading through Lexus now. That's allowing the other McLaren F1 of Jim to gain a fair bit of time. Oh, there's a bit of like a bollard or something there that's just gone onto the track. Jim trying to go around the outside line, and that's allowing Mika to get a fantastic cutback on both of them. Mika up into 4th. It's going to be a slipstream fest again. 3 wide, is it? Yep. Just about. Mika having to slot back into the slipstream now as the 2 GT1 spec cars seem to be faster on the straights. Perhaps the Jag superior in aerodynamics. All 6 cars very close together again, as indeed Roy Mage is now up into the lead. Arot 2nd. They look like there's GTO running over the curb on exit there. Managed to keep it in a straight line at least, but they've dropped down the order to 6th. We'll go for a rear wing shot here on Roy Mage's car, as that's the TVR Rebellion Jag being a little bit wide. Decent amount of exit curb there taken by Roy Mage, but Arot gaining. Will he be making a dive? No, not quite. Gugas meanwhile very late on the brakes in that Ford. Mika running a little bit wide there through or the braking Ford Dunlop. In fact, Gugas rather going down around the outside. There's a little bit of contact there that sends Arot spinning a bit into oversteer. Oh, Gugas going off to Narnia. What's going on here then? 0.9 second penalty for Gugas. Jim and in fact Arup going down the inside of them. Gugas serving his penalty before the straight, so he's going to drop a fair bit of time there. 1.8 second gap there. It's closing down, but it is the last lap, so Roy Mage has taken the win here from Jim in second, Arup third. It's going to be close for fourth, was it? No, GTO takes it from Gugas in fifth, and Mika with that penalty in sixth. Roy Mage again, third win of the night, hat trick for the lad, or ladette, for I do not know. Congratulations to them. I guess we're doing group 2. Group 2 BOP on. I'll do track vote. If you guys want to keep Fuji, then just vote Fuji again. It's literally that simple. Okay, lads? Okay, vote for Kyoto. Oh, 3 votes for 3 different tracks there, so Kyoto. Oh, 2 votes for Suzuka. So it's looking like it's going to go that way. Interlagos getting a vote, but that isn't going to matter because Suzuka's already got 2. Gugas showing his distaste for Suzuka in the chat there. Why the crazy slipstream? Because why not? This isn't meant to be taken as seriously as a league race. It's meant to be action-packed. And league races aren't always necessarily action-packed, so this just guarantees it. Hope that answers your question. Yes. F in chat for Mika. There we go. I need to download it in it. Oh dear. Ripperoni on that slice of pizza. Bandit, I don't recall you saying if you're still out or not anywhere. I assume you are, considering you're not in the lobby. Nothing. I mean, it's normally something that you wouldn't miss. It caters for the dead. Oh dear. Don't you mean it caters for the blind? Because I keep on literally just reading off chat comments. In which case, I mean, if you think about it, why would a blind person be on YouTube? Like, it's a video, so like, obviously not trying to be controversial or anything, just, I mean, maybe for like audio things, that would make sense. Obviously, like, I don't know, ASMR and stuff like that, but yeah, still. It's an interesting thing to think about, at least. Anyway, let's see what's going on track rather than talking about other stuff. We have Jim in a stock liveried Motul Alltech GTR, the 2016 spec. We have a Red Bull Tom's liveried Lexus RCF in Arut's car. Oh, yep, going off to Narnia. Somehow managed to regain it. Nice. Roy Mage also in a 2016 spec GTR, so not seeing any 08 spec cars yet. GTO as well also. And there's another Lexus RCF. The Martini livery there of Yugus. So all 2016 specs, and Mika is trying to buy a 2008 spec NSX when he eventually gets here. My mother is dying in the background. Can she die a bit quieter, please? That would be very useful. Someone's joined the lobby. Hello, Triple. You can just run the stock Ep.11 one. We just need you back in the lobby, fam. Like, hurry up or else. Oh, Jim wiping out there. On the run towards Spoon, like in between there and the hairpin. Bud Sebs is back. Way, lads. Oh, and Triple's gone. Come on, Mika. Arrot currently about to come across the line now. Complete a lap time. What's it gonna be? It is a 151.3. What's Jim gonna do? It doesn't say. Let's go on the live timing. Check things out. Oh, it's a 2:08, so it must have made a drastic mistake there. Roy Mage about to come across the line shortly. Well, I say shortly, they're in the last sector. Oh, there's not much separating Roy Mage and Arrot and pace. That I assume is without boost and such, because obviously it's not race at the moment. Mika, I will fire you if you don't join the lobby in the next minute. You was paying the gas bill. Fair enough. I mean, I can't fault you for that. I mean, for a start, Gugus is a peasant. You're a peasant too, Bandit. And Mika is definitely fired. Oh no, he joined within the minute, so fair enough. Fair play. I say we start the race right now before he has a chance to load onto the track. So many Motor Wartech GTRs. Like, no one's actually liveried them, I think, as well. Could be wrong. Oh, Bud Seb's in a Minty Boy? That's more blue, but still. Oof! Sound engage. $100 comments. Fantastic stuff, lads. Yep, good old Bud Seb's going around now. I should probably switch up the lap count, actually. 5 laps. Mika, get on track. Or else. Oh, you're doing a setup? Fantastic. Gugus, you don't need to repeat everything I say. Even though you said it before me. Let's ignore that. Oh yeah, you hear the chainsaw, yeah. It's nice, isn't it? I'm dying. But aren't we all, if you think about it? That got dark real quick. Let's change the subject. Mika is on track. What's he driving? Of course it's the Epson NSX. We're about to get this race started. No, we're not, because GTO has literally just left the track. Come on, GTO, hurry up. You're just changing something in your setup real quick. In fact, there we go. He's back on track. Let's start this thing. 7 cars. How can this possibly go wrong? You're about to find out here on the Nukeshot Motorsport YouTube channel. For everything Group 2. Here we are then at Suzuka. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Of course we are. I can't say that without laughing. Budseb's on pole. Mika second in the Epsilon NSX. Gugas in third, so 3 separate manufacturers in the top 3 positions. GTO 4th, Arot 5th, Jim 6th, and Rumage in 7th. Will there be any jump starts at all? We will see. Whenever I say it, there normally is at least one. Green, 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 and the cars are off. No jump starts here at all. Bud says with a fantastic launch. It looks like Mika got an even better one in the chainsaw. The chainsaw looking down the inside. Fair play to them both for leaving the racing room. There's the cars going wide. It's one of the many Motul cars. It's GTO in this case. Bud Sebs leads. Jim's second now. So the chainsaw's really dropped down the order and all that. It's got a 1 second penalty. It is an absolute nightmare to drive without a proper setup, of course. But it is a fantastic car. Just because of the noise. GTO 5th. Hugo 6th. Mika down to 7th now, serving that penalty. Oh, bit of twitch there as he got over the AstroTurf a bit too much. A bit further up the order. Roy Mage looking to the inside of Jim. Interesting stuff developing here. Side by side only, no, not quite. Roy Mage backing out, maybe looking to a bit of a dive bomb, going into Spoon. No. Jim ran wide? No, Jim's managed to hold on to that, fair play. All 3 of these... oh, Budsebs is off, Budsebs off. Just call that, so that's promoted Jim up into the lead, but for how long? Because Rumage has the inside of 130. Can Jim go round the outside? No, he can't. Rumage right on the limit. Can Jim do anything through Casio Triangle? Rumage has ran deep. He's on the grass. Jim's getting a bit of a better run through the last corner. And indeed has retaken the place. I'll just need to quickly reset. There we are, the 2 Motul All-Tech cars here. There are more, but of course these are the top 2 at the moment. Side by side, Jim holds on to first. For now, oh, Slide McGee of the century from Roy Mage. Mika and the chainsaws up into 3rd now. Budseb's 4th. Gugas with a penalty. That's quite a hefty penalty, as well as Budseb's going off in the gravel again. GTO needs to start recovering and fast. Jim, there's still no gap between these 2 really, as Jim goes off at Degna 1, has somehow managed to recover it. Save of the day goes to Jim 38737. How did he keep that, let alone from spinning, from getting it back on the track altogether? And he's managed to somehow defend the position. As he know, there's a bit of contact on exit. Roy Mage does has it. I is speaking to good English, yes, boss. Roy Mage has the position for now. That was still an absolutely epic save from NES Jimmer. Oh, someone's going to Narnia. It's Gugas. Say hello to Aslan for me, lad. Mika and the NSX looking very, very strong as well, though. After that lap 1 incident, they've definitely gone back up the order. Side by side for the lead again. Jim retaking that position. Oh, late on the brakes there. Is Mika going to try and get involved as well? Where is he? Oh, Mika, yep, the contact and sort of spun him off at Casio. So Gugas up into 3rd now. This race is far from over yet, though. Only 2 laps down. We're only just starting the 3rd as Jim makes his way on the straight into 1st place. Roy Mage still 2nd. Those Motul All-Tech cars seem to be very, very strong indeed. And Mika's suffering from a technical issue, apparently. Or did, at least, from that. Maybe it was a controller cut out, a bit like what I suffered from earlier in the stream. Gugas all over the back of Roy Mage. That Martini liveried car looking also very, very strong. Oh, very close. Oh no, Roy Mage! Roy Mage has ran extremely wide. Misjudged that Kinky has dropped down to third because of a costly mistake from the Belgian. And now Gugas is in a Motor Ortec sandwich. They seem to be gaining a fair bit on Jim at the moment. We'll have to see how this develops. Of course, they will definitely be within slipstream range and have a magnificent exit. They're side by side. We'll have the InsideLine.com for everything Group 2 and Super GT before 1:30R. Is Jim going to try and do a Fernando Alonso? No, it doesn't quite work out. Can't quite go around the outside there. Or was it Michael Schumacher? I can't remember who went around the outside there. It was some insanely fast, recognisable driver, but of course I'd get it all mixed up and stuff. And now Gugas in the Martini car with 2 laps to go leads the Motor Ortec duo in second and third. In fact, the third car there in fourth, being chased down. Oh, Mika with the slide McGee. Someone else is off. Who was that? It's Jim. Jim's off. And Jim's left the race as well. Oh, and there's GTO going into the gravel. Trip to the beach for the German driver. As Roy Mage is all over the back of Gugas like a bad rash. We're going on board here with the Belgian driver. Surely not going to try anything through that risky situation of Degner 1. Degner 2. Looks like they have a better exit. Oh, Gugas slips a little bit. Coming up to the hairpin. They'll be on the outside. Going for a cutback. There's contact. In fact, Gugas did lose out from that. It looked like it was just contact as they put the power down, the car's sliding out. So Roy Mage up into first, Gugas second, GTO third, Mika needs to fight his way back from fourth. And we've just caught it, Bud Sebs running wide onto the grass there. Going to lose a bit of time from that. The battle for second is certainly on at the moment, as Roy Mage seems to have gapped them a little bit, as GTO is up in second now with Gugas third. Gugas apologising there in chat. Oh, Gugas looking very, very late there on the brakes. Surely they'll get ahead on the upcoming straight. They're well within slipstream range. We're going on to the last lap of racing here. The top three separated by just about a second. Less than that now as they make their way through turn one. Someone has span off. That's Mika again. And they're now behind Bud Sebs. The Chainsaw, a very difficult car to master. The setup and driving of combined. Roy Mage definitely coming back into this scrap for second as well. So he's not home scot-free just yet as he's run a bit wide. He's kept it. Looked like he just tapped the grass on the outside. Gugas going down the inside. Get it done just before Degner 1. Oh, he's running a bit wide. It looks like Roy Mage will counter. There's a little bit of contact. And Roy Mage just about has the position. GTO also looking very, very strong in the other Motor Ortec car. Absolutely insane stuff. We're going on board again with Gugas this time. Look at how close it is. He's going to try and do it. No! Roy Mage late on the brakes. Through Spoon. Just 130R and the Casio triangle to go. But look at the run that Gugas is having in the slipstream as well as the boost. Easily past before 130R, but can Roy Mage do anything on the braking for Casio? It's make or break time. Quite literally break time. And it is Gugas who's come out ahead. It's going to be extremely close on the line. Will we be able to do anything? No, Gugas takes the win. Roy Mage has to settle for second. Less than a tenth between the two of them. GTO third. Bloodseb's doing a bit of a Slide McGee show there. They come across the line in fourth. Mika literally buying the chainsaw 10 minutes ago, if that, probably 15 closer. Yep, sideways across the line. They somehow managed to take fastest lap. I have no idea how they managed to do that. Congratulations to Gugas99. Confetti is out. Absolute masterclass, have to say. Fighting off Roy Mage and GTO. Great stuff. I will have time for one more. This is an extra long random race commentary episode. That all depends, of course, if the guys in the lobby want to stick around or not. Let's have a track vote. Northern Isle Speedway. That would be a very fitting conclusion to this, actually. 2 votes for Northern Isle Speedway. Come on, lads. Sardegna Windmills. Let's have a bit of rally in there. Why not? Guga's going for Sanquar C. Autopolis, voted by GTO. It's looking like it is indeed going to be Northern Isle Speedway. Yes, it is. The half-a-mile oval making its return to random race commentary. And Gugas. So done. Boo, ovals suck. Oh, fantastic stuff. I'll make it up to you, lads. I'll make it a night race. 15. Actually, nah. What I'll say, 10 laps. Group B, 10 laps. Oh wait, no. Sports hards. I'm just doing this. This is what we normally have the banter lobby session races on. Tyrell will reduce that to none because reasons. How long are laps? Now we'll make it 15. Here we go, lads. Expect some quality content. $20 laps? They're wanting Fiat 500. Oh, no, just should I? Should I go Fiat 500s? Or shall we do the Slide McGee session? That is Group B. I don't know. Mika voting Group 1 in the chat. Gugas, you can't vote twice. You can't vote for a third time either. Okay, Budsebs doesn't have a one either way, so... I think most people have a Group B, considering they're like the most common cars to get on a daily workout, so... Let's just do Group B, lads. What do you mean you don't have it? You... Oh right, you talked about the Merc F1. I was gonna say, like, everyone has a Group B. I'll extend the laps to 20. Mika waste, man. Oh dude, it's just hilarious to hang out with these lads. Fantastic time had by all. Just waiting for Gugus to get on the track. Waiting for the track to get on Gugus. Damage do you have, Ben? Oh, battery's getting low on my phone, so I won't be able to monitor chat for that much longer, so this will be the last race. Indeed, starting soon. Only 11% on my smartphone now, so let's make it snappy, lads. Come on, Gugus is on track. GTO is the only person we're waiting for now, because he's just left because he wants to be awkward like that. Oh, ghosting off. That is a strong call. Oh, ghosting off. Short. You can't get shortcuts on here, can you? Side contact off. Flag rules off. We're gonna see some cars going backwards. It's gonna be madness, fam. Have a good race, lads. Everything is off, I believe, so let's do this. You're gonna die. Oh, fantastic. We've got an IRC car in the form of Jim's thing. International Rally Championship? I don't know what. That's probably what it is. Anyway, Northern Hull Speedway at night. We've got some Group B banter. Anyway, Jim leads them at the moment from Mika. About to see false starts or whatever. Green, 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 and the cars are off. Jim with a decent start here already. Bud Seb's second, Mika third, Gugus fourth, and GTO fifth. The battling is about to take a whole new level here. Oh, look at the slide from Jim. It is Slide McGee City already. Sparks being thrown up on the banking. Mika now making his way up into the lead. Contact between Gugus and just Gugus being spun out there from that contact. Staying with the lead group now. Mika still leads on that high line at the moment. No surprise really that he's on the high line. Jim, second in that Mitsubishi. Still close stuff at the moment, just waiting for someone to bail and go reverse. It's bound to happen. We're already on lap 4 of 20. How memeable is that? Oh, look at that. Very, very close for the top 3. Gugus has span out, has he? Or is he going backwards? Is he making the sacrifice and going backwards? It looks like he is. Thank you so much, Gugus, for making this thing absolutely epic. Oh, this, yep, Mika absolutely wiped out, and Jim as well. GTO and Bud Seb's the only cars in contention at this moment in time. Will GTO be able to dodge? No, he won't, and it's Bud Seb's that takes the lead. Gugus somehow with the fastest lap of the race at this point. Mika just waiting at the side of the track. Gugus trying his best to take Bud Seb's out to no avail. GTO with his hazards on. Bit odd. Mika's just dead at the side of the track. Oh, he's going now. Oh, hi Jim. Jim's gone. Let's go on board with Mika. Oh, Not quite. It looks like Bud Sebs is still going. Gugas reversing round the track as opposed to just driving around it backwards. Bud Sebs on lap 9 of 20. Still throwing sparks, the only driver driving seriously. In fact, everyone's driving a bit more seriously now. Mika making an overtake on Gugas as they both are typing. All the exhaust backfire there of that Audi Quattro. Very, very nice indeed. How many laps down are these guys? Mika 7 laps there. Gugas on 4. 11 laps completed by Bud Sebs. They are above the halfway moment as they going through turn 2. More sparks being thrown up by that Group B machine. They're not being a Slide McGee about it. They are playing it relatively conservatively at this moment in time. I'd be hoping that everyone would be just sliding out a bit more than they are doing, if I'm completely honest. Mika trying to win, so perhaps Gugas working in tandem with Mika in order to try and take Bud Sebs out and give Mika the chance of the win. Indeed, it would seem to be the case as Gugas seems to completely avoid hitting Mika. Never mind, he's trying to go for whoever he can. Oh, not quite. Not quite there. Oh! Contact. Not a surprise, that is the point. Oh! Bud Sebs into the wall. Notification on my phone, I shall read that in a bit. Anyway, lap 15 of 20. Bud Sebs going round turn 2 again. On that high line. Mika's line. Sparks being thrown up as they graze the wall. Will they be able to survive? Mika's set the fastest lap. They're making progress. There's a massive collision between Bud Sebs and Gugas. Well timed. Bud Sebs still... Oh! Gugas not quite getting him on that occasion. How many laps behind is Mika now? 3. Oh, near miss. Not quite getting him on that occasion. Indeed, it would definitely appear now that Mika and Goose are avoiding each other. Lap 18. Bud Sebs rounding turn 1, and Gugas just seemed to be taking a bit too much speed in order to catch Bud Sebs on that insideline.com. And there's a bit of contact there, but there seemed to be enough lag so that Bud Sebs wasn't really affected. On the second to last lap now, on the high line. Oh! And again, Gugas seems to be the one faring the worst in all these exchanges. As Bud Sebs makes their way onto the last lap of the race. And finally is taken out, but it won't be enough. It seems Mika coming around turn 1 now. Will they at least be able to unlap themselves once? It doesn't look like it will be the case unless Gugas... Oh! No, it is going to be the case, is it? Bud Sebs waiting at the start-finish line. Is he going to be punted across the line? We have to see. Yep, Gugas. You've just ruined Mika's chances. Well done, Bud Sebs wins. Oh, fantastic stuff. Unbelievable scenes, as X-Maddie G once said. Bud Sebs takes the win. Mika will take second place. And Gugus will eventually come across the line in third. That was funny as anything. That was a stream highlight right there. Finally, Gugus rounding turn 2. The guy waving the checkered flag has probably got a massive arm ache from all that waiting, but it's done. Oh wait, no, Gugus is now on the final lap. Because he was in reverse for however many, who knows. He finishes the race on lap... No, he's still going. Gugus just cannot finish the race, apparently. And now he's back on lap 6? What? He is eternally stuck on lap 6, it would seem. What, it says lap 7 there? And as he crosses the No, as he just enters turn 2, it's not even where the sector line is, he just gets set back on lap 6. Gugus is now trapped in some kind of eternal torment of driving around Northern Isle Speedway constantly in a Group B car. Thanks for joining us here on the Nukeshot Motorsport YouTube channel for this episode of Random Race Commentary. F's out for Gugus, who will continue to drive around Northern Isle Speedway for the rest of eternity. And we will see you next time. Later, folks.